When humans declared war, the galaxy could only watch in terror. HFY Story. Prologue. The Silent Species. The Galactic Federation spanned thousands of star systems, uniting trillions of beings under the promise of peace and cooperation. It was a fragile unity, enforced by treaties, trade, and overwhelming military power. Yet, as history often proved, power bred complacency. The Federation was vast, but cracks had begun to form in its foundation. At the edge of Federation space, beyond the bustling trade routes and shimmering core worlds, was humanity. A relatively new member of the Federation, humans were treated with a mix of curiosity and disdain. To the older, more advanced species, they were primitives. A species from a Class 10 death world whose survival seemed more a cosmic joke than a testament to their strength. For decades, humanity kept to itself. Their colonies thrived in isolation, their fleets rarely seen beyond their borders. To most in the Federation, humans were insignificant, a minor species clinging to the edges of the galaxy. But that perception changed when the Zurvani Hegemony invaded Tau Ceti IV. Chapter 1. The Sparks of War. Tau Ceti IV was a flourishing human colony, its gleaming cities nestled among verdant forests and vast oceans. With its proximity to Federation space, it was believed to be untouchable, shielded by the treaties and protections of the Galactic Council. That belief shattered when Zurvani warships appeared in orbit. The Zurvani were a proud and expansionist species, their fleets composed of sleek obsidian-colored vessels armed with devastating plasma lances. For centuries, they had tested the boundaries of Federation law, their conquests unchecked due to their political influence and military might. Governor Elena Carter, leader of Tau Ceti IV, sent urgent pleas for help as the Zurvani bombardment began. Her voice trembled with desperation as she addressed the Galactic Council via hologram. "We are a Federation colony. This is an unprovoked attack. We need immediate assistance." But the Council hesitated. The Zurvani ambassador, a towering figure with serpentine features, dismissed the attack as a territorial dispute. The other species, unwilling to risk war, debated endlessly, their words hollow as cities burned and millions died. When the Federation failed to act, humanity made its decision. Chapter 2. Humanity's Declaration. The President of the Terran Union, Marcus Albright, stood before a packed chamber on Earth, his expression grim but resolute. Behind him, a massive display showed the smoldering ruins of Tau Ceti IV, the faces of its survivors etched with grief and rage. "They thought we would beg," Albright began, his voice carrying the weight of humanity's collective anger. "They thought we would cower. They thought we would wait for the Federation to save us." They were wrong. Across the galaxy, human colonies received the same transmission. In every city, every outpost, and every starship, Albright's words ignited a fire. "As of this moment, humanity declares war on the Zurvani Hegemony. To the Federation we say this: stand with us or stand aside. We will not wait for permission to defend our people." The declaration sent shockwaves through the Federation. Most species were horrified. Humanity, a species dismissed as primitive and unpredictable, was now poised to strike back against one of the galaxy's most powerful empires. The Council debated endlessly, but humanity did not wait. Chapter 3. The Battle of Erisbel. The Zurvani fleet, emboldened by the Federation's inaction, advanced toward Earth's colonies. Their next target was Erisbel, a critical mining station providing humanity with the resources needed to fuel their war machine. The Terran Vanguard, humanity's newly unified fleet, awaited them. At its center was the Resolute Fury, a battleship unlike any the galaxy had ever seen. Designed in secret over decades, it was a testament to humanity's ingenuity and resilience, armed with experimental weapons that defied traditional Federation designs. Admiral Sara Hayes, commanding the Resolute Fury, stood on the bridge as the Zurvani fleet emerged from hyperspace. Her sharp eyes scanned the tactical display, her mind calculating every possible move. "Begin Phase 1, she ordered. Humanity's ships, smaller and more agile than the Zurvani vessels, moved like a swarm, using the asteroid field for cover. Railguns fired hypervelocity slugs that tore through Zurvani shields, while gravity mines disrupted their formations. The Zurvani responded with overwhelming firepower, their plasma lances lighting up the void. But the Resolute Fury was waiting. At Hayes's command, the ship fired its Nova Beam, a concentrated energy weapon that pierced the Zurvani flagship, splitting it in two. The remaining enemy vessels retreated, their confidence shattered. There was now no control over the defenses. Chapter 4. The Federation Reacts. The Federation Council convened an emergency session. Delegates from hundreds of species filled the chamber, their holographic projections flickering as they argued. The Zurvani ambassador demanded the expulsion of humanity from the Federation, accusing them of destabilizing galactic peace. Ambassador Nathan Hale, humanity's representative, stood alone against the barrage of accusations. His voice was calm but firm as he addressed the council. "And last, the Zurvani attacked us. They slaughtered millions. When we called for help, the Federation did nothing. We will defend ourselves, with or without your support." Chancellor Arleth of the Lumare, a luminous species known for their wisdom, spoke after a long silence. "The Federation's failure to act is a stain on our history. Humanity's response, though harsh, is justified. We cannot abandon them now." The Council remained divided, but as humanity's victories mounted, more species began to reconsider. The Tharnathi, a warrior race known for their honor, pledged their fleets to humanity's cause. The Vorin, a telepathic species enslaved by the Zurvani, rose up in rebellion, inspired by humanity's defiance. Chapter 5. The Siege of Zurvani Prime. Humanity's campaign reached its climax with the assault on Zurvani Prime, the heart of the hegemony. The planet was a fortress, surrounded by orbital platforms and defended by the largest fleet the Zurvani had ever assembled. The Terran vanguard, now bolstered by Allied ships, launched an all-out assault. The battle was apocalyptic. Human ships darted through Zurvani formations, their railguns and plasma lances wreaking havoc. The Resolute Fury led the charge, its Nova Beam cutting through enemy lines. Cripples tossed down, the captain shouted, "More!" On the ground, human Marines, led by Captain Ethan Reyes, fought alongside Vorin rebels to dismantle Zurvani defenses. The fighting was brutal, with every inch of ground contested. Reyes, armed with an advanced exosuit, led his squad through the shattered streets of the Zurvani capital, their determination unshaken, even as casualties mounted. Admiral Hayes, directing the battle from orbit, delivered the final blow. The Resolute Fury targeted the Zurvani Command Center, a towering structure that symbolized their power. With a single devastating shot, the building collapsed, signaling the end of the hegemony. Chapter 6. Humanity's Triumph. The fall of the Zurvani hegemony sent shockwaves across the galaxy. For the first time in centuries, an empire that had seemed invincible was brought to its knees. Humanity, once dismissed as insignificant, now stood as a symbol of resilience and strength. In the aftermath, the Galactic Federation reconvened. This time, humanity was not ignored. Ambassador Hale stood before the council, his voice steady. Let this be a lesson. We will not be victims. We will not surrender, and we will never stop fighting for what is right. Distracted and disoriented, Doug approached the table to rest. The Council, chastened by their failure, pledged to reform, ensuring no member species would face another Tau Ceti IV. Humanity, now a leader in the Federation, vowed to uphold the principles of justice and unity. Epilogue: a new era. Decades of debate and controversy. Epilogue: on Tau Ceti IV, a memorial was built on the ashes of the fallen cities. It bore a simple inscription: "Peaceful conflicts could not stand against time." They thought we would surrender. They were wrong. Across the galaxy, the name humanity became synonymous with defiance, and though the cost had been high, humanity's rise marked the beginning of a new era, one where strength was not measured by power alone, but by the will to stand when others faltered. Strength triumphed.